Desire has no limits. Power has no rules. Today, we're counting down 5 films that dare to go where most movies won't, exploring obsession, seduction, and the dangerous edge of passion. These are the stories that stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Let's get into it. Kicking off with number 5, Bound 2015. She had everything under control until one man taught her what it truly means to surrender it. This is Bound, a smoldering, dangerous story about desire, power, and the fine line between passion and possession. Michelle is a driven real estate broker, recently promoted at her father's struggling firm. She spent her whole life playing it safe, being the responsible daughter, the devoted mother, the woman who always does what's expected of her. On the surface, everything looks stable, but underneath, Michelle is starving for something she's never allowed herself to feel. Then she meets Ryan, a magnetic younger man whose confidence pulls her in before she even realizes what's happening. What begins as an innocent attraction quickly evolves into something far more consuming, drawing Michelle into a world of BDSM and hidden desire she never knew existed within herself.
So crazy.
Number 4, The Voyeurs 2021. What if the walls of your own apartment gave you a front row seat into someone else's darkest secrets? This is The Voyeurs, a seductive, unsettling thriller about curiosity that spirals into obsession, and obsession that spirals into something far more dangerous. Pippa and Thomas are a young couple starting fresh in a stunning new loft apartment in Montreal, ready to build a life together. But their windows face directly into the apartment across the street, home to a striking, mysterious couple whose relationship unfolds like a movie playing out just for them. What begins as harmless glances quickly turns into something neither of them can look away from. Night after night, Pippa and Thomas find themselves drawn deeper into the private world of their neighbors, uncovering secrets, tensions, and betrayals.
Might be a little problematic.
Number 3, Challengers 2024. 2 best friends, 1 woman, and a tennis match that becomes a battlefield for everything left unspoken between them. This is Challengers, an electric, sensual story about ambition, desire, and the dangerous power of the people who shape us. Tashi Duncan was once a rising tennis prodigy, brilliant and magnetic, until an injury forced her off the court and into the role of coach. She channeled everything she had into her husband, Art, turning him into a champion. But now, years later, Art is struggling, and Tashi makes a bold decision to reignite his fire, entering him into a small, unglamorous tournament to rebuild his confidence. What she doesn't expect is who's waiting on the other side of the net. Patrick, once Art's closest friend and Tashi's own former flame, has fallen far from his glory days, scraping by on nothing but talent and stubbornness. When these 3 collide again, years of buried tension, jealousy, and longing come rushing back to the surface. As the match unfolds, the film weaves seamlessly through past and present, revealing the complicated history that bound these 3 together and the choices that pulled them apart.
I don't need to play mind games with you.
Number 2, Blonde 2022. Before she became the most famous woman in the world, she was just a little girl desperate to be loved. This is Blonde, a haunting, deeply emotional reimagining of one of Hollywood's most iconic and misunderstood figures. Norma Jean grows up in the shadow of a mother who is unstable and unpredictable, leaving her desperate for stability, affection, and identity from an early age. As she steps into adulthood, she transforms into Marilyn Monroe, the glowing, magnetic movie star the world falls in love with. But behind the glamour, the cameras, and the adoring crowds, Norma Jean never truly disappears, and the distance between who she is and who the world wants her to be grows wider with every passing year. As her fame skyrockets, so does the pressure. Relationships form and fracture, powerful men shape her career and her heart, and the industry that made her a legend also threatens to consume her. Every triumph comes tangled with heartbreak, every public moment shadowed by private pain, as Norma Jean searches endlessly for real connection in a world that only wants Marilyn.
Marilyn Monroe.
Number 1, Passages 2023. He built a marriage, then risked it all for one impulsive night he never saw coming. This is Passages, a raw, seductive story about desire, selfishness, and the chaos that unravels when passion refuses to stay contained. Thomas is a magnetic, restless filmmaker living in Paris with his husband Martin, a steady and devoted printer who has built his entire life around their relationship. On the surface, their marriage seems secure, shaped by years of intimacy and understanding. But the moment Thomas wraps his latest film, something shifts inside him, an unfamiliar hunger for something new.